Well, if I show you these pictures, I'm sure that you would say that they are from a dumping site in Africa. And yes, you're right. This is a dumping site in Ghana, in West Africa. But why are these dumping sites there? Well, normally they are full of e-waste. Yes, e-waste, electronic waste. And if I tell you that the fumes in this dumping site came from the e-waste, and if I tell you that the e-waste is killing people, mostly children, every day, and if I tell you that this burning of e-waste is pollution in an irreversible way the environment, well, and finally, if I tell you that is our plane, is the richest country's plane, because we ship the e-waste in these countries. Are you aware of this reality? Well, I have done the experiment with my family, relatives and some friends, and 95% of them aren't aware of this major problem, which I call the new exploitation and colonization in Africa. Have you ever tried to put your rubbish into your neighbor's door? Have you ever tried it? Have you ever even imagined it? Well, that's what we are doing. The richest countries, we are putting our useless rubbish in our African neighbor's door. That's not fair. That's not fair. So from now, if you want to open your eyes, keep listening. If not, and I respect that, if you want to keep away this reality from your life, all right, keep listening as well, because I'm warning you that this 5-10 minute speech will try to convince you and will try to change your opinion about this matter. So what? Okay, well, let's start talking about e-waste. What is e-waste? Well, it's defined as discard electrical or electronic devices, used electronics which are destined for reuse, resale, salvage, or recycling, or also disposal. They are all considered e-waste. So, for example, which kind of gadgets or devices? Fridge, microwaves, phones, TVs, radios, all right? Although there are not exact numbers or statistics about the total amount of waste we send to Africa, according to the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, Americans, just United States, generate about 3 million of tons of electronic waste in 2007. And only 14% of that amount was recycled properly. And the rest finished in landfills, okay, or was shipped to African countries or India or China as well. So what are the consequences? Well, the consequences of sending our e-waste to the poorest countries in Africa are enormous, all right? E-waste is composed by metals, copper, aluminium, iron mainly, mixed with plastics and ceramics, which are potentially damaging for the environment and quite dangerous as well for human health. For example, a discarded personal computer weighs around 25 kilos, all right, and consists of metal in a 45%, plastics 20-something%, electronic components around 18%, and glass 15%. Only the most valuable components, normally copper, are recycled, and the rest? What happened with the rest? Look, many studies prove that the most e-waste contaminants are spread into the air via dust, right? So this is a mere exposure for humanity, with inhalation, with absorption, skin absorption, and ingestion. Just an example. Look, in Wuyu, okay, which is a Chinese city, very close to Hong Kong, in 2007, this city showed the highest level of atmospheric dioxin ever reported. 300 times more than in Hong Kong. 300 times more, imagine. And a report by United Nations University claims that 41 million tons of e-waste were discarded globally in 2014, and only 6 million tons were recycled properly. Imagine, 41 million tons is the equivalent of 2,960 football stadiums, almost 3,000 football stadiums, imagine. Well, so the problem and its dangers are evident, but where are the governments doing nothing, right? They don't want to do nothing. Well, That's an easy question. They don't want to spend money in recycling plants. They don't want to put their efforts on changing the laws or do new regulations. They don't want to encourage people to start buying second-hand things, all right, or stop the industry to produce these mass production devices, all right. Which is more, they don't care about the lives of thousands of people in the poorest countries in the world, or even the high levels of pollution. So they don't simply care about anything of this. So there is a legal gap, a lack of regulation, okay, that contributes to maintain this situation, right? Normally, and it's obvious, yeah, the richest countries take advantage on it, and China, Africa, and India are unprotected because of that. So well. So this is an irreversible situation? No, I don't think so. In light of this situation, this major problem, which I consider, we can think that there is a plausible solution. Yes? Yes. I'm a dreamer. Yes, and I am not the only one, I'm sure. So I propose two different solutions and necessary changes, both among governments and society and citizens. So, number one, we need regulations that oblige to start recycling 100% of the waste in the country of origin. So, and this is possible and plausible, right? And it's also a responsibility of the companies and of the governments. Well, as well, we can become a more aware and conscious citizens and committed citizens on changing the purchasing habits, okay? And starting buying second-hand things, don't throwing away things that are longer usable. Alright, because what's the point of buying a new laptop, a new mobile phone every year? What's the point of throwing away things that can be used by someone else? As a result, with these 2 or 3 measures, we can become a more committed society and responsible society who cares about our neighbors around the world, and also who helps to preserve our environment, which is, and I'm sure that you agree, which is quite important, not just for the future, but for now as well. So we have to spend more money on that, but it will be worth it. So now, to accomplish the task, loads of things that we can do. And I repeat, look, first one, we can spread the bins, and I'm trying to do this as now. We can spread the words and tell our family or friends, okay, this problem. We can inform them about this problem and help them to be more conscious about this. Another measure, don't throw away things that are longer usable, alright? We can also buy second-hand products and live with them. They are worthy. They are a good alternative. We can start fixing gadgets if they are not working anymore. We will help to raise the economy as well, okay? Electricians, these kind of workers are fixing the electronic gadgets, and they will have more work if we change or the way we behave, yeah, with this stuff. And finally, if you can, and if you have the opportunity, of course, you can financially help or financially support the NGOs who are taking care of this problem, all right? Who are pushing the society and put all the efforts on finish with this problem. The dumping sites, the e-waste dumping sites in Africa, in India, and in China. So think about it.